What's going on, folks? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, we're going to have a look at some Martian rocks. And you might say, rocks, big deal. Well, wait until you see these rocks. Now, I was prompted to have a look at this photo through one of my subs. He goes by Mars Leaks. And I'm going to show you this photo in a minute. I'm also going to get into this a little bit more because a lot of these rocks, you know as well as I do, that these things have been covered over with rock mimicking software to make everything look like a rock. Now, if there's anything on the surface that appears intelligently made and not natural, they're going to cover it over. This is the best way they know how. So let me show you some really funky rocks. And if you're like I am, and you live in a rocky area, a mountainous area, you know pretty darn well what a rock looks like and how realistic it looks, right? Funny enough, these rocks look so unrealistic, it's not even funny. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it, shall we? All right, you can see it right here from Mars Leaks. He put Mesoamerican art confirmed. Now, when you look at this, it does have that weird shape. I'm not sure if this is carved out or whatever that may be, but what I was looking at was, look at this opening. It looks like a square type thing. See that right there? You can see like a 90-degree angle right there in the middle of the screen. I thought that was pretty unusual, right? Looks like weird carvings or drawings on this thing. I'm not sure. I don't believe that's natural, and you'll see what I'm talking about as we get into this more and more. And there's something else I noticed on this edge of this cliff, and really, really wild looking stuff. Now, this is the area I'm more concerned about, although this is very intriguing. We're going to look at stuff up here. Let's just jump right into it. All right, you can see right here, it is from the MSL, which is the Mars Science Laboratory, or better known as Curiosity rover. And this is Gigapan MSL 3331. And as always, thank you, Neville Thompson, for doing the work that you do, okay? So let's just jump right into this. Couple weird things on the ground, couple strange looking rocks, and of course, you guys be the judge, okay? Now, put the smack dab right in the middle. Look at this rock. Looks like this thing has been completely carved out for the back one. In addition to that, look at the other rocks next to it. I mean, folks, when I look at these rocks, I go, these are not like rocks I see. They're so unrealistic looking. Now, what's really going on is it taking what looks like artificial objects, and let's say they are stones, folks. Let's say they're stones from a structure that was exploded or blown to pieces or what have you. Maybe through a Mars quake and they just broke to pieces. Is it possible that they're well-made stones and they're just trying to cover them up and make them look like rocks? Good possibility, right? Again, look at these weird-looking rocks. Look at this. Look at the way this one here is. I'll put it smack dab in the middle. Look at the way that line is. Okay, over this other flat rock. Got this piece underneath. Look at the actual manipulation or centering on this rock. You can see the line to it right there. Going across, you can see my cursor, even though it's small, but I'm going to go slow, and you can see that, okay? Now, this I also thought was pretty wild. When you look at this area here, according to NASA, and we do have this on Earth, so it's not far-fetched, but these lines running down, these straight lines, they look like they're golden color, right? According to NASA, these are nothing more than brine, what's left of brine water, right? So basically, highly salt content water. When I see stuff like this, it looks like rusted metal. Now, you can see that, right? It looks like stuff has been rusted. Now, is it possible it's still rocks? Absolutely, of course. But when you see that, what's the first thing you think of? I think of rust, and I think of something that decayed over a certain amount of time. And that's what I'm seeing. Now, have a look at this little section over here. This area I'm going to put up smack dab in the middle of the screen. Check this out. Look at this. It looks like a miniature archway doorway right there. And it's shiny, folks. It's giving off some kind of a glare or reflection. Is it possible what we're seeing here is gold? Pure speculation, but look at that. Look at the way that looks. And just to the left of this little doorway, you can see these two what look like nodules, if you will. One on top, one on the bottom. And you can see the way this thing looks nice and smooth. I don't know, folks. It's possible. Again, it's just stone and eroded rock, and that's a very good possibility. I've seen photos where this looks like rusted metal. It's got holes in it. Now, don't get me wrong. Stone can also be eroded to have holes in it as well. Again, 50-50. God knows what it is, right? Here. Look at this object here. This is a rock. That's some funky looking rocks there, folks. Really funky looking. And if you look at some of these, let's go to this one here. Check this out. Why does it look like it's almost transparent? you can see right here in the upper left of this gray, of this rounded rock, you can see a square inside it. And guess what, folks? It continues on to the left and it goes up and over this gray as well. It looks like some kind of tan or golden type square. Look at that. This is being thrown over objects that are on the Martian landscape. It's as simple as that. A stone mess, if you will, right? Here. Look at this rock here. It looks like it has a circle, not completed, but it looks like it's been broken apart. Like perhaps it was part of some kind of sculpture or something, right? Or part of something much larger. You know that? I look at this stuff and I go, wow. I mean, they must think people here are stupid. They really must absolutely think we're dumb. I mean, you can look at this photo, folks. You'll get the link as always. And wow, you just can't believe the amount of manipulation and censoring. Look at this. It's literally blurred and painted into the other. Look, you can see like a golden tip of something right here on the right. And look how it turns gray. There's a circle within that gray and maybe a smidge right there in that gold area, but check that out. Right there. And then the rest of it is all like you can see gold in there. Look at you. In fact, I can see this now, folks. Look at this. Right here. It's literally something round underneath this. See that? Right there inside this gray. Slowly going back and forth with the cursor. Check that out. Something right there. I'm not sure if it's fully round or some kind of arched shape looking piece, but check that out. What is going on here, folks? Look at that. Wild looking rocks. Here's another one. Right there. Just absolutely crazy stuff. Look, everywhere we go. That is the funkiest looking rock I've seen yet. They want people to believe that these are nothing more than rocks, and they're not. Check this rock out. This is interesting. Have a look at the details in this rock. Notice the shape right here, the line going up. Nice rounded type thing. Coming back down, going up here, coming back down. Notice what looks like a hole right in the center of this. Right there. See that? And it's got the hole. And look at the shape of whatever else is in here. You got this small circle in the back of that. Again, folks, it's all about the lines and how they're just throwing colors over this to fool your eyes and mask these items. Look at this golden piece above it. See these? Just look at the rocks here, folks. Look at this right here in the middle of the screen. What is going on there? It looks symmetrical. See, it goes like this, comes over, goes a straight piece up, comes back down, and comes back down. Almost looks like some kind of weird clip that goes into something. But check that out. What is that? Again, it looks symmetrical. Look at this mess right here. Notice how they put this gray, and you can see it abruptly stop. It has an edge and goes over to here. Look at the little pieces in between, folks, like this right here. Put it right in the middle of the screen. Look at this round, looks like an opening, some kind of circle. Look underneath it. They're like rings of some sort. One on the bottom and one on the top. And you have this hole in the center. This rock cluster or whatever this is supposed to be on the right-hand side of it. This piece right here in the middle. What is that? What looks like a darker slot type thing in it. Not sure. This. Here's another perfect example. Look at a line right here. Coming up inside this gray. And look how they put this blurring and this color. You can see it right there. You see this edge right here. And come on, folks. What's going on here? I'm convinced now they've been doing this with CGI for years. But they really, really changed this up a couple years ago. Look at this right here. Isn't it? There's so much in here, folks. It'll take hours to go over this. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to show you some really wild-looking rocks here. Look at this right here. Nice square in the background of this other rock. Look closely, you can see something right here. Almost looks like another square beside this rock right here. Okay. Looks like a circle below this square right here. Looks like some kind of weird circle. Let me back out a little bit so I can clear that up. Check that out. It's amazing how stupid they think people really are. This is interesting because it looks like this round piece or some kind of weird slotted piece facing down and to the left. But look at the weird pieces coming off it, like little points. like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It looks almost to be round, like you're looking at the very side of it, and the opening is right here. And like I said, we see these, what look like these points sticking out of it. Almost like if you're looking at this weird flower type thing, only you're looking at the side of it and you can see the petals. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see that? What is that? How about a nice stone axe head? Folks, I mean, I know it sounds funny, but what is that? Look at this junk pile up here. And I do mean junk pile. Look at this. Look at these pieces inside this cluster of whatever this is supposed to be. Well, it's supposed to be rocks, but we know better than that, right? I mean, I could stop at any one of these, and clearly these are not rocks. You can just see the way they're being manipulated and everything else, and blur being put over them. Check this rock out right here. Notice it's right in the middle. Looks like something rounded at the end here, but it's inside this other part of the blur. And it goes straight over through this other blur and these other colors. And you can see like straight lines within it, folks. Look at that. What are we looking at here? This one right here. Just up and to the right of it. Folks, I live in a mountainous area. I see tons of rocks, boulders, you call it what you will. I don't see natural rocks here. Look at this right here. Look at this whole cluster right in the middle of the screen there. What are we looking at? Look at this up here. Check this out. Right here, it looks like almost like this tan dome type thing. And you can see what looks like a pipe coming off of it. See that? Right here. This tannish kind of dome, a rounded piece at the top, and then this piece to the right of it coming right off of it and down. And you can see, if you really look closely, you can see this piece coming down out of that tan dome type thing, going into this tan area. Check this out. You can see the straight line going into it, right there, straight down, and then again it goes back into this darker brown up here, going into this tan dome. But you can see that going into this other lower part of this other tan area. Clearly, this is being covered up. Mars is probably the only planet I've ever seen that has transparent rocks in it. I mean, it's just incredible. Look at this mess right here. In the middle of the screen, look at this thing. Nice rectangular piece with something inside it. You see that? What are we looking at? Just below it. Check this out right here. What looks like a stretched out V or U shape inside this. What looks like a kind of radius or rounded arch type thing on top of it. All you have to do is take a close look at these photos, folks. That's all you got to do. Look at this up here at the top. Come on, what is that? Talk about AI going wrong. It's a flippin' shame that these people, like I said, they treat us like a bunch of mushrooms when clearly we can see right through their BS. Check this rock out. Oh yeah, that's a rock. Look how intricate this thing looks. Nice 90-degree corner. Inside we have this, well, it's supposed to be a rock. I don't believe that it is. Check that out. Like I said, I could go over this and it'd take hours doing this, but there's just so much in here to see. Look at this rock right here. Oh yeah, these are rocks. Of course they are. And I'm the Pope. Check this out. Just this part right here, folks. Just look at the squares and the light gray areas over here. Look at this. Now, in all fairness, there is a stitch coming up right here. You can see this. Going straight up the screen from the top all the way down right here, and it goes past this. But you can see what looks like a line inside this gray, this lighter gray rock. But folks, look at these rocks. Look at them. Do they look like any rock you've ever seen? I'm talking about, does it look real or unnatural or unreal? I say unreal. And like I said, I'll stake my life on it. This is nowhere is this natural. Now, we're going to the area where Mars Leaks had sent this to me and said, basically, have a look at this. Way over here to the right. And you can see this right here. Again, we have this, what looks like a 90-degree opening, some kind of indentation or whatever that is, but it almost looks like a corner, the right upper corner of a square carved into this. We have something right here that looks like it's half round, sticking out of the so-called rock. What are we looking at here, folks? Got another square with something sticking out of it. Pretty interesting rocks, if you ask me. This is what caught my eye. Okay? It's what looks like an eye. with a brow and everything else. Look at this. Looks like the brow right here. Looks like we're looking at an eye in the center here. It looks like it has a lid over it. And the bottom of the eye right here. You can folks see that right there in the middle. And this, and of course I'm going to go out on a limb here. It looks like this could be a beak of some sort. Check that out. And that's what it appears to be. And of course, you guys always get the last say. Okay? And as always, like I said, folks, you will get the link to this and really have a good look. Because there's so much more into here to see, folks. Like I said, I could spend hours on this thing. Really, really crazy stuff. But like I said, they look at us like we're a bunch of vegetables, like we don't know any better. Look at these pieces right here underneath these so-called rocks, right? Straight pieces, bent pieces. You folks see that? Look at this. Some kind of square piece right here. Come on, folks. Look at this. You can see it actually looks orange kind of thing, but then it has this gray all over it. Nah. Nice square block, if that's even a block at all. I don't believe that it is, but you can see where they've gone over it. Notice the little squares all over the thing. What could that possibly be? Look at this. Check this out. Rocks? Completely natural or unnatural? Just below it, check this out. Are those rocks? Notice the shape of this rock here. And the one on the right-hand side of it. Like I said, wow, this is crazy. Just some of the stuff we can see in here. This is really, really interesting, folks. This is really a good one, where you can really pull some of this stuff out. I'm going to back out of this, folks. Again, when you get the link, have a really good close look at this. It'll take you a while to have a look at it. It's a relatively decent-sized pan. It's not huge, but to go over every little nook and cranny, it's going to take you a bit of time. But there you go. Folks, like I said, every time I look at these photos, could be a gigapan, could be a single photo, doesn't matter, right? Every time I see it, I see AI all over this photo. And what looks like transparent rocks. How can they be transparent rocks? We know better. They're not transparent rocks. They're actually CGI. It's not done correctly. It's kind of faded off and not done right. You can see that, but they don't care. Why? As long as you and I don't see what's really in that photo, they don't give a darn. To be like, well, you know, the photo is coming from a long distance away, so therefore, seriously, stop. Because I'll tell you what, folks, even when we had dial-up, and it took you forever to download an HD photo, the end result was that you still had a nice HD photo. It just took time to download it, right? So I don't believe in any of that crap. It's a bunch of trash. As always, folks, drop your comments down below. I want to hear what you've got to say. Please like and share. It is always appreciated. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it. Folks, got some more coming up, so stay tuned for that. Again, as always, thanks for watching. It is always appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.